I'm Kelly Gordon, and with me today are DEMOCRACIA, Pablo, España, and Iván López, whose work To Be and To Last is showing in our black box. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions about your background, your career to date, and also this work. And I guess first I'll ask, what was most difficult in creating this work?
I think the most difficult for me was to realize that it was possible. We had the idea, but at first we thought that you will never reach to do such a project. So the most difficult was to actually believe in the possibility of doing it.
In setting up the course, how much was your sort of mapping across the territory that's used in the cemetery versus the choice of the parkour? How much legwork was there ahead of time to figure out what their path would be, and how many people did you use to capture it?
We stayed around 2 weeks for a technical location. We took pictures. In fact, apart from there, we did also a series of photos, which are also belonging to the project. That was 2 weeks. Then there was 3 days with DOP, just to control lighting. Because if it's bear in mind that it's exterior location, you have to control it. Control the light conditions, and when you cannot shoot it linearly as you would like at first. You have to say, well, let's do this part at 7 o'clock in the evening because now the light is better. So that was a week after the 2 weeks technical location, just shooting the stills without parkour. And then 3 days with the parkour team, and we did it in different. I mean, the first part we did it before summer, and the second one at the end of the summer, because at first we thought it was going to be not so hot. In fact, it was incredibly hot at that point, and the parkour team with the hoodies were just.
They were dying.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The light looks so consistent throughout. And when you have 3 screens, you can really compare pictures, but it really looks like a single shoot on a single day. It really reads that way. How did you determine the duration of how long it should be? And was the music something that was, at what point did the music come in, and how does that also determine what the duration, what the running time should be for how long it should run? How did you determine the length, the running time?
The running time was determined because of the narrative of the specific places that we did want to pass through. And also it was determined by the parkour team, because they were, at first, we did a path, we just designed a path, our path. But then you have to discuss the path with the parkour team, and sometimes, for you there is a place which is really interesting from the point of view of your narrative to pass through, but from the point of view of the parkour team, it's useless. It's naive, and it has no point in doing that. So there was also a negotiation. Which was also very interesting. One, this just to have a consensus of the path exactly that we want to shoot. After that, we just planned the shooting in 3 days, and as regards the length, we didn't know exactly. Because there wasn't a prior storyboard. So we knew that more or less it would be lasting 15-20 minutes, but didn't know. And actually we didn't know how it was going to end, the video. At first, the idea was to end it as it ends in the pack shot, like the parkour team just
Goes home.
go
Yeah.
home, and go away. But when we were shooting, we discovered a new tombstone, which in fact is the last tombstone saying, how do you exactly? Keep on struggling. Do not mourn my death. Keep on struggling. Always ahead over the tombstones. Well, when we showed that, and they said, okay, we are going to finish here.
How were they to work with as actors? And is their team, was it a lot of selection from a broader team and a specific team? How did you find these particular people? And did they have a team leader that you had to also negotiate with, or you just told them the idea and watched what they would come up with?
Yeah, well, at first, we were looking for a team in France, since parkour is best tracer. Apparently live in France, and for us it was important to have a good team, very professional one, and because we always wanted to have a good parkour video, like people from parkour scene would appreciate it. So we first tried this via just to contact French teams, but at some point the French team just said to us that there was a very good team in Madrid, actually. So we started just blogging. Pablo was mainly just saying hello. At first, it's a kind of too hermetic, who you are, and well, he did. I mean, he was more implied in contacting them. And the first reaction is kind of, you're an artist, or I mean, what do you want?
Yeah, what do you want?
But after a while, we've been lucky to just meet them and face to face, which is better. Just talk about the project.
And did you say how many you wanted, or that is the size of their team, or is it a bigger team and a selection from within the team?
No, the size. We actually wanted 5.
Mm-hmm.
But put in mind if there was more people who wanted to be involved, but we could change, like like if it was a stunt parkour, as there is not you cannot recognize them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but finally it came 5. Actually, it's a parkour team is quite probably, I mean, if not the only one, but one of the littles that are very interested in introducing women in parkour. So at first there was going to be women also, but finally they because it was summer and there was only guys coming.
We had a big team come to visit the show the other day, and there were a lot of women.
Yeah. Women are also from day to day. It's very fond of parkour also.
And dare I ask, were there any injuries to your crew or?
Yeah, there were, unfortunately.
What was the most surprising of either during the shoot or when you saw what you collected?
Doing the shoot was an amazing experience. It was amazing. The experience has to be there, and doing it just with them. Also knowing more deeply the location, discussions after the shooting, when dining, and about people buried there, and I mean the whole experience with them and with the shooting team was a very very nice one. And for us for us in our work, this is a very important point that we don't like it because it gives us the opportunity of a different experience that we could not be, we will not have if we are
But
not
it's a
ready.
big collective effort
Yeah.
for this kind of thing. Did they have any reservation? Were they sort of spooked by the setting? I mean, parkour is supposed to ignore whatever it is and just see it as an object. But
Yeah, at first,
did anybody have sort of like, oh, this feels a little...
at first they did, but as they see the project and they finally said, okay. As I said, there were some obstacles or some places that they didn't want it to do because it was not good for. I mean, not interesting for them. But yeah, the reaction was quite positive. I mean, a lot positive.
And Pablo, what surprises you about the installation here?
Excuse me.
What surprises you about the installation here?
What surprised me? No. No, for me the installation here is it's okay. No.
Aren't we all surprised we still have all of the hoodies so far?
Yeah. Well, the hoodies, it was just.
Well, yeah, the only surprise was the hoodies not down.
But the hood
yeah.
is up.
Yeah, because we used to show the hoodies like a piece of cloth, and in this way it's more, like an art object.
We did it to cover the top of the hanger because we needed that for security, to
Yeah.
add it to security. But we also thought it contributed to the mysterious aspect.
Yeah. Also, coming back to your previous question, there was also, for example, the hoodies at first. The reason why they are completely
Covered.
it is not because we wanted at first. It was because when we start to think about the project, the team were mainly under 18 years old, and there was one thing that really matters them, and it was their mothers watching them and watching their son doing this. So they asked us to cover at the beginning. Once because of and also that there is also a detail that if you see the hoodies, they don't have stripes like the classical stripes in parkour. They don't use it because of they are dangerous.
Oh, the strings that hold they take it out?
Yeah, they take it out. Well, that was 2009. By 2010, they were 18 years
And they
old.
didn't care?
And they didn't care, and we just include some presentation shots at the beginning. So, but at the beginning we didn't want this cover them as if they were illegal.
It's very effective that they are anonymous.
But
too,
they
I
are
think.
anonymous. Yeah, we
It's
do
the
like.
people under the grave that have the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't have
And
any.
one more question. Will you tell us what happened during this shoot that you just mentioned when we were speaking by the work on the day of with the truckers?
Yeah, well, that was, you mean when we were just shooting the jump of the wall? Yeah, that was, it was around 7 in the evening, and because of the light conditions, we wanted to do this as if it was in the very early morning for the movie. And well, the cemetery is located by the side of a big highway or railroad, with plenty of business. And so at some point there was obviously a driver who I think should, when seeing and watching 5 guys completely covered as ninjas in red jumping in a cemetery, he said, oh wow, this is going to be, these guys are going to destroy a cemetery. He called the police. The problem was that we had to do the same take several times, so there were several drivers, any of them saying sometimes 5, 10, 2, 3 for a space of half an hour. So if you gather up all this information in police, the police just thought there were probably 50 people or 100 or who knows, all of them with the same costume, covered as ninjas, and that was basically the last day of the cemetery, because after that it will be destroyed. So they came, the
Special police.
special police prepared to the final
To battle the strangers.
and they were also a little bit scared because of so when they realized that it was, I mean, they saw someone on the, I think it was the DOP, and the DOP said me, well, I think there is police just hiding and watching. And when I just went to the fence, and I just saw police and talked to him, and when he realized that it was just shooting, instead of saying, what are you shooting, he just was suddenly, very happy and
Relieved
saying, wow,
it wasn't going to be
okay,
a confrontation.
yeah, no confrontation, no war, just keep on doing it and no problem.
Thank you both so much for coming to us
Yeah.
and for this fantastic work.
Yeah, thank you too.
welcome.
Thank you too.
Good.